Oh, hey, friends. Welcome to the show that talks to humans who are changing the world, Tiny Little Victories. I'm your host, Jennifer Kite Powell. And on today's show, get ready for it, we are talking to the modern version of the god Bacchus. And frankly, I feel like Bacchus should have been a woman because who else would know how to bring such pleasure to people in so many different ways? Our guest is Traci Moore, who is an entrepreneur, a culinary artist, a chef, a chocolatier, and the owner or the co-owner of Southern Pleasure Expo here in Dallas, Texas. She is a self-taught chef with French culinary influences. She has a product line called Moore's Twisted Berries, which are chocolate dropped dipped strawberries, which I'm sorry, but you've seen nothing like these berries. And I'm sorry, but Sherry's berries, they don't even hold a candle to these adorned berries. She also has a company called Le Pan Couture, where she makes beautiful leather masquerade masks that are very elegant with these tall, beautiful leather inspired lapin, which means rabbit in French, ears adorned with jewels for use in any way you'd like to use them, for balls or sexual exploits. Yes, sexual exploits. And she also has a pop up dinner club where she serves dinners and creates experiences for her guests. So please sit back and enjoy this episode of Tiny Little Victories with Traci Moore. Okay, well, you guys, welcome back to Tiny Little Victories. And I have Traci Moore in the podcast today. And it's funny. Hello, Traci.
Hello, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good, my dear. And I don't know why I said it's funny, but it's funny because we're in the same city, but we're like in digital studios like 30 minutes away because our producer says the sound would be rubbish or garbage if we were in the same space.
Same.
So, hats off, Dimitri. But like, I just saw you on Saturday. So
Yes.
I have so many questions for you because to me, you're like, okay, bear with me. We haven't talked about this yet, but you're like the modern day Bacchus. Like to me, if Bacchus was a god, he would be you.
Oh, what a compliment. Don't do that this early in the morning.
I'm telling you, I was thinking a lot about that. And I was thinking, why is Bacchus a man? Like men don't really know how to like give pleasure in so many ways that you give pleasure to people. And so that's what I want to talk to you about. First of all, you're a chef. And you do these amazing pop-up dinners, which I want to talk about. And then you make these very sophisticated, chic Parisian, I'm calling them very Parisian, La Pan, like, can I call it like just erotic masks? Like they're just
you can say that. You can say that.
Because they're very erotic. And then also you are the owner of Southern Pleasures Expo here in Dallas. So you're like,
yes, I am.
Yeah, one of them. And so this is like the perfect idea of like, to me, what a Bacchus, if he was a businesswoman, would be doing. Talk to me a little bit about like how all three of these things intertwined for you, or was there a moment where you're like, boop, 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 three things, and this is what I'm going to do?
So everything for me has been a flow, period. So I think initially initially with being a chef, self-taught. So I call myself a culinary artist. But with being self-taught, someone purchased my food. So when I saw that they would pay me for cooking, I was like, oh, well, voila, magic.
Voila, magic, right. And your food is just like, I've never been to one of your dinners, but like I've seen every single photo and read every single review of every single dinner. And people
really?
I do my homework.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are blown away. And your food is absolutely gorgeous. And I think one of the things I think is so beautiful about a self-taught chef is you have a very French influence, and I see in the way you create your food. But it's like there are things you wouldn't think of that you put together that look like the perfect bite. And so as an artist, as a culinary artist, what inspires you when you're cooking, when you're creating these dinner menus for the dinner click that you do every quarter or so?
Well, I think travels and experiencing different restaurants, other people's cooking, situations, conversations, just life itself, and it all comes together on a plate. So the plate is like my canvas.
Oh,
Um,
I love that. I love that. I love
the
that.
stove is like my palette with all the different colors and everything, and I just throw it on the
Yeah.
canvas, which is my plate. So it's just another art form for me.
Yeah. What was your biggest, like, when you decided, when you realized people were going to pay for Traci more to create a dinner, like, what was going through your mind? Like, tell us what
It
you
was
were
just like a
feeling.
playground. It was a kid in a
Oh,
candy store just because I love to cook. And I was like, I get to
yeah.
get paid for this, for some
Yeah.
stuff I made up. I'm
Yeah.
loving this. And so this
Yeah.
can't stop. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, what did your
Hmm.
love of did you cook as a child? Was it your mother that I know your mother has a beautiful garden. So
Hmm.
was there something from your childhood that was like, I'm going to be a chef?
Not at all.
I love that. I even love
Initially,
that. Most people say,
not at
"Yeah, I want to
all.
cook since I was 3."
Not even because it was just a part of life. So I didn't think of it as anything else because that was just the way. Like in the family, from uncles, aunts, cousins, we all surrounded around food. And at least once a week, the whole family would get together from all sides. So it'd be like
I
30,
love
40
that.
people in a 3 bedroom, 1 bath house, just
Oh my
outside,
god.
inside, eating, cooking, having a good time. So I'm used to all of that already.
This is my like picture when I picture like a happy life. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
the kind of thing that I picture is just like a big table, like you said, like 34 people indoors and
Mm-hmm.
out, just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
gathering, eating, sharing. And
Yes.
I love that you have that because I had always wanted that. I didn't get that till I
Mm.
moved to Europe. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe my family was like weird. Actually, they sound weird compared to
Well,
that.
see, now
But
I
yeah,
think mine is weird because growing up,
no,
I appreciated those. I still appreciate those experiences, and not realizing like that wasn't really a thing. It was, but not
yeah,
so much.
yeah.
Not how we did
But
it. You know.
I think it is special though. I think when
Hmm.
you see movies and films where you see like families gathering and they're laughing and there's like a long table and there's like different food, different corners and pockets of people. I think, that is they put that on the screen because it is an idyllic moment, right? It's
Yeah.
it's
Hmm.
something that I think people yearn to be a part of a community and
1,000%.
mhm.
I agree
And
with
food
you.
is a great way to bring people together. But you also are a chocolatier. And
Yes.
we're going to put all these links in the notes, but you guys have got to see these strawberries. I have never seen chocolate dipped strawberry. They're like a jewel. They look like
Mhm.
jewels.
Mhm.
And so how did you shift from chefing with these dinners to being a chocolatier? Again, self-taught. Like was there just a natural progression for you or is this like I'm going to be a chocolatier now?
Well, again, we have these family dinners all the
Okay.
time. And of course, over the years, as people died off and the
Yeah.
kids grew up and curated their own lives, they thinned out a
Yeah.
bit. So it wasn't the 30 or 40. But I was always the one doing the majority of the cooking. And
Really?
people would still bring or cook in house or however. I was like, I'm not cooking this year. And so I was on YouTube and I saw chocolate covered strawberries. And I was talking to my friend about it. She was like, girl, you can do those. And look,
Like,
yeah. And
you can
so
dip a piece of fruit in chocolate.
and so I did. And they loved them. And I posted
Yeah, but
them.
Traci, this is not a berry just dipped in chocolate. Like,
Oh, if
you
you
gotta
see my
you gotta
first
describe this
berry.
berry. Okay, you gotta describe. Oh, your first berry was just a berry dipped in
Oh, I
chocolate.
cannot wait to show you. No, it had design, but I said, thank God for
Oh,
evolution because
Lord, that
it
is so
evolved
true.
like crazy. Yeah. But
But
it was
describe one of these.
nice.
Your first chocolate was nice, right? But like
Yeah.
you can see the evolution from that first chocolate. You're gonna have to
Hmm.
describe one of these berries to people because this is an audio podcast. So
Hmm.
I mean, we want people to salivate because it's your artistic creation, this berry. So what are people seeing when they look at a more berry?
So first, I take the green off the tip and I grab it so tightly, dip it slowly, and swirl it into a molten bowl of chocolate.
Love it. I love
Then
it.
I dangle it a bit until the drip finally drips off. And then I
Yeah.
place it, slide it, and in that moment, that's the blank canvas. So I decide if I'm going to add a sugar, a gold leaf, a particular swirl. It's all about my mood because most of my clients, they
Mm,
see my work and they're like, just use these colors and do whatever you want. I want you to be
okay.
creative. So I love that for
Okay.
the most part, I'm able to have free reign. So it's just the swirl, the crisp lines,
I
and the
see. So these are
mhm,
custom designed berries. I love that.
mhm,
And so
mhm,
your customers say, we want to order these 12 berries. They
mhm,
trust you so much and they've seen your skill that they
right.
say, just create a berry for me.
Mhm, mhm.
What? That's insane.
And I love
And
it.
oh my God, how's not? And so do they give you a color palette to work with, or they're just sort of like, go
Some, like
for
if
it?
they have an event, a party, or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
some special occasion, and it's themed out, they'll tell me the theme and the
Yeah.
color, and I'll generally go from there. And I do have when people are so particular, which I know that's something I have to work on. I don't
Stop.
think it's as creative. It's still beautiful,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm
But
like, if you would have just let me be me.
it's so I love that because you're right. Like, why would you come
Mhm.
to a culinary artist and then
Right.
say, this is exactly what I want it to be? Yeah,
Hmm.
I love that you said I need to work on that part of
Yeah, I
yourself because
do. I do.
I think like that is the key, really. It's like you're
Hmm.
an artist,
Hmm.
and then for me, I'm a writer, and people definitely want to have things. I'm like, come on, just let me go for it. Just let me do it. It's going to be
Exactly.
better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
1000%.
But do
And
you
I
get
think
more
because
of,
people don't know, I think, how some
yeah,
people dress off
yeah,
the mannequin because they really can't go
yes.
and pick out an outfit. So they think they have to be that way and not knowing. And then once I do it, they're like, okay, next time I'm going to let you do what you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
do. And yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's you're like, "I already knew that. I already knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
humble today and say, 'Oh, thank you so much.'"
Yes. 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 One
But
thousand.
you 1000%. I like the analogy that you made to people who can't dress, and it's no
Yes.
insult to people who can't dress.
Not at all.
But I can find it very difficult to understand how you're a grown ass, let's just take a woman, forget about the man, and you're
Mhm.
walking around and you're watching TV, okay, and you're addicted to social media so you can
Mhm.
see whatever celebrity or whatever you love, and you can't look at a magazine and think, this is what's going to be good on me. And, we're not going to talk too much about it, but at the awards ceremony that we were at, there were so many fabulous outfits there from the models
Mhm.
on stage to just the
Mhm.
people in the room. I
Right.
didn't see one person that was probably like, gee, I don't know what to wear at that event.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, there's
Exactly.
one borderline, maybe it's the camera guy, but, we would
Facts,
expect
yeah.
that.
You're right.
but,
That's how I
when
feel
you,
about things like that too.
yeah,
Because, like you said, looking in a magazine, picking out this, but people
yeah,
tend to go trends. So everybody's walking
true.
around in the same thing with the same purse, the same shoes. Why would I spend $5,000, $10,000 in a purse I'm going to see 400 other women with in my city?
You know what? Can I
Like,
just yes, I wish our producer would give us clapping sounds because right now there needs to be a whole lot of clapping because
mhm,
that's one of the reasons, like, I'm just gonna tell everybody, Tracy and I met by random,
mhm.
at a French donut place.
Touche.
Yeah, touche, my dear. I can't remember who said it. It was in a book by D.H. Lawrence O's, and he was commenting on how they always run into the same people. And he said, well, it's because
Mm,
like-minded people like the same things and they end up in the
mhm,
same places. And
mhm.
so just to paint a picture for everybody, Tracy was sitting with her friend Erica, who does a lot of photography and event management, and they were just on this patio having a chat. I was frantically looking for cake for a birthday party, but the cake shop had closed. And
Right.
in its place was a French donut shop. And I was like trying to get in the windows. And Tracy says, girl, that place is closed. Because I was like, who is this woman talking to me? Turn around. And there is the most incredibly put together, stylish, uniquely sitting there
Stop, I
person.
say.
No, with these huge glasses, green glasses with these clear frames, a shirt that she had created by your own designs, right? And I thought immediately, like, this is somebody first of all, an artist. Second of all, knows what she is. And I love that about you. Like, you know who you are. And that reflects in what you wear, how you talk, what you create. And yeah, I agree with you. I don't want a purse that, 5,000 other people have. And it's hard to be that person, though, sometimes today. Don't you think it's hard to be yourself in today's cookie cutter world?
And see, I can't relate to that because I've always created my own bubble and
Your own
lived in
way.
my
Yeah.
own. I mean, from 5, sitting on the side
I love
porch
that.
after a
Yeah.
hernia surgery, painting. I knew
I love that.
I was my person then. I
Yeah.
knew from
Yeah.
that point uh,
And
to
I love
stand
that
on who
because
I am.
to stand on
Legit.
your own 2 legs and be who
Hmm.
you are.
Hmm. Hmm.
I noticed that about you. So just so you know, Traci is an accessory designer. We're going to talk about these accessories, which are absolutely some of the most beautiful, handmade, just like the berries, these masks that are in lapin, which is French for rabbit, everybody. And we're going to talk about that. But I noticed that while you were on stage in the competition, because you were a finalist in these accessory awards, you were the most confident and the most sort of refined in who you were in response to the moderator who was asking you questions. And do you feel like some people don't like that? Do you feel
Yes, I do get that, and I feel that, and I'm not going to say that people say that, but you get the
oh
energy from that. They don't
oh
say it,
yes,
but you feel the energy from it.
yeah,
And so, for example, I just had a conversation with a friend. He's having a party this weekend, which I'll be out of the city anyway. But he was like, I'm inviting you, but I really don't want you to come. But I want to invite you. I
what?
was like, he's like, because my things aren't as polished as yours. I don't do this way. I don't do this way. I was like, are you serious?
That's so
Like,
sad.
it's very sad, but I really get that a lot because people will
I
always
bet you
come to
do.
my place,
Yeah.
hang out, eat, and whatever, but
Yep.
I don't get the invite there. They're like, oh, I have to clean if you come over because your place
Oh
looks like
my
an
God.
Airbnb, or you cook this way, or this. And I'm like, out here
It's
in La
so
La Land. Yeah.
yeah, I get the same thing too. Like they're like, "Oh,
Hmm.
don't you're coming over, but it won't be anything like yours." Or what,
Exactly.
and I'm like, "Well, I hope not because I'm me. Like you're you and I'm me." And I have had people come in, they're like, "Oh, it's so fancy in here." I'm like, "This isn't fancy.
Yeah.
This is just regular."
Mhm.
Yeah, it is sad, but that's other people's like
Yeah, that's their
insecurities, right?
issue. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
I actually
Okay.
had someone tell me to stop. Just can you not be perfect?
What?
But I don't in 1 ounce of anything think I'm just doing what I do how I do it. And I was really
Okay.
that comment really affected me, and I was shocked at
Let
how
me
much it affected me because I was like, I'm just doing me just because we do things differently,
But
you
that's
know?
that struggle I was talking about because I do think
Mhm.
that people don't want okay, like our producer is Dutch. I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
he's Dutch. And the Dutch have this saying, and I can't pronounce it in Dutch. It's a very difficult language for me. But
Mhm.
basically, don't the phrase is don't raise your head above the wheat, like that one tall
Yeah.
shaft of wheat.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
Mhm.
going to get cut off.
Yeah.
And when I lived there and when I lived in France, I had a lot of people tell me stop smiling because we don't do that so much smiling here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but yeah, this is just me. But
Yes.
I think here, like you said, I don't think people want you to succeed in a way. Like, I don't think they like it when you succeed on your own terms. That would be a better way
Mhm.
to phrase it than it's difficult, I think.
Exactly, exactly. And then I get like even on my personal page, I post whatever, however, because it's my personal page.
It is.
So if
Of
you're on my
course it is.
business page, you see that. But if you're on my personal page,
Yeah.
which is an open page, if
Yeah.
you don't like it, please get off. But I get DMs, why are you
Because
posting that? What? Because it's my page.
but I'm sorry, but the last time I checked, there's no little police squad that goes around and says, here's what you can post and here's what you can't post. Because
Right.
frankly, one of the reasons I left social media was all the fakeness out there.
Mhm,
And when
mhm.
I actually think that crap that you see where everything looks perfect and polished and
Oh, for
everybody's like,
sure.
I always think that should not be posted. I was like, I want
Exactly.
to see the reality, the feelings, the moods, the
Hmm.
the imperfections that we live with 99% of the time.
And a lot of that is on my page. Sometimes I'll post and my hair sticking straight up,
Yeah.
not combed, no
Yeah,
makeup, on the
I
couch in
love
my
that.
t-shirt.
But that's what people want to see. I think
Hmm.
people that are comfortable in their own skin want
Right.
authenticity.
Right,
Um,
right.
I did notice that one person at this event who was sitting in one of the reserved areas, when you came up on stage with your models, one of the ladies would like this. You guys can't see me, but she like wrinkled her nose up and her like,
Hmm.
I could see her whole body like
Hmm.
tense up, right? And I was like, oh boy, this is going to be good. But like
But
the
that was
amount
my
of
reason for doing that for
I
those
knew it.
people.
I was gonna. This is what I
That
was
was
gonna
the
ask
only
you.
reason. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The shock
Okay.
value, because they're the is all I wanted to say, And so someone actually came to me and said, I'm so glad you did this because generally these are so stuffy and so this, and this is exactly what's needed.
I was just blown away because the way you managed yourself on stage, the way you chose to answer the questions, you refused to buy in to the chirpy
Oh
McChirpiness
God, yes.
by. So let's talk about these masks for a little bit because I'm just I want one. Maybe you and I should have a party and then just everyone should wear a mask. Talk about the Le Pan Couture line and why you created it. And just let's describe these beautiful things to people in your words.
So it started this way. I was in a space at one of my friend's house and I saw the mask. And so backstory, growing up, my kids growing up, they had a saying, it was like, oh, she's going to throw some stones on it because everything they owned, my girls, I would
I had a
incorporate a
stone.
rhinestone some kind of way on, and even in high school, like their jerseys, for to wear around on, but not the
Oh
plain
my
ones, but
God.
just whatever I
Yeah.
did the most. And so they would always be like, oh, don't let her see it because she's going to throw some stones on it. And I
Love it.
actually had a store called Be Stoned, and it was custom rhinestone apparel. And
Love it.
I love the spot. So people would bring their things, and I would heat press and add the stones like where they wanted, or I would take my time and figure out a pattern on how to add. And they will also bring high end pieces that they paid a pretty penny for to me to replace stones because they were like, your stones never come off because I actually would glue each one by hand and then I go back
Yeah.
and heat press it. So I did like a double duty thing. But so when I saw that mask, I was like, whoa, it was like a cartoon, just the whole light bulb, and the
You're just
room started
like,
singing.
yeah. Ooga, ooga.
Right, right. Right. And so I made one, and then I was like, I consulted with my friend, and I was like, what do you think about this? He was like, what do you need to make it happen? And he was like, let's buy some stuff and do it and see if it sells. And we tested the market and it did really well down in
So was
Austin at an event.
oh, and of course, in Austin,
Right.
the mask, the original mask, was it just across the eyes, or was it
Mhm.
had you you hadn't done? Were you always in the Lapin mode?
Always, yes.
Oh wow,
Crazy
why the
thing
rabbit?
about this,
Yeah.
I was trying to decide, but as a kid, I
Mhm.
had a stuffed animal rabbit, and it was
Okay.
in Angora fur, the rabbit
Oh
fur.
yeah,
And
Gangora.
yeah,
Yes.
and I love that. And I also had an Angora sweater. So my grandmother actually washed it, and you do not wash it.
Oh well, that sweater's done. Then that's done.
Mind you, it was for a 6-month-old after that. And I was
I
probably
know
about
it's like
10,
tiny. Yeah.
almost
Thanks,
non-existent.
Grandma. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I also, because I was going back over, I said, why am I connecting so with this
Yeah.
bunny thing? But I also
Yeah.
collected the Peter Rabbit, the books. I had all the
Oh
china,
God.
the
We should look
dishes, like
into
all
this.
that. Mhm.
We should look into this rabbit. We should look at this as obviously your spirit animal,
It
but
has to
I'm
be. And then a year, well, maybe like 4 or 5 months before seeing the mask, I was at home. I was at the loft board, and I had this craft paper that I would just pull out to let people draw on or hang out or
Yeah.
just use it for whatever. And I made these big, huge bunny ears. I'm going to send you that picture. I just actually saw
Yeah.
it this
Send me
morning.
that picture.
So
Send
I
me that
made these
picture. We can
bunny
probably
ears
use
and
it.
I had a photo shoot in the house by myself with these bunny ears. And then I go to my friends and I see the mask. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do something with that.
Yeah. So just that everybody knows, these are beautiful leather masks that are what you would think about is would go around. You have the eyes, so the eyes are
Mm-hmm.
framed in sort of an almond shape, and then
Mm-hmm.
the mask comes around the side and
Mm-hmm.
over the head, and as it's a sort of a rounded top, I'm describing your mask for you,
Thank
and
you.
as the ears go up, they're not like floppy Bugs Bunny rabbit ears. They are very sleek, sort of, concave in the middle where, you would see an ear
Mm-hmm.
shape. And they come to sort of a soft point at the top, on top of the head. And then they are adorned in these intricate patterns, Arabic patterns, just sort of like Byzantine patterns. To me, I'm describing what
Mm-hmm.
I think is
Mm-hmm. For
Florentine
sure.
style
Mm-hmm.
patterns with
Mm-hmm.
like an array of jewels, but for instance, the jewels would frame the eyes and they would come back around, and then they are literally exquisite masks. And on people, if you go to the website, you guys will see it in the show notes. You'll see these masks, and I I feel like they could be used for a number of things.
Mm-hmm.
What are people buying these masks to do? Just to have? Because to
So
me,
if I
they're a
had
piece of
to
art.
pick,
Like I would
they
put them
are, yeah.
on a frame. Yeah, art. Okay.
That's what I plan to do. Frame a few and just make like a
Yeah.
gallery wall with at least five of them going down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes. Yes, 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 yes,
So
yes.
that is one of the
Let's get
plans.
to
But
a
I get them from for masquerade parties,
yeah.
birthday parties, all kind of
Yeah.
balls, and then the biggest group, of course, is the kink BDSM crowd.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's the community where I am a lot, and so I present there a lot. So.
But this is why you're a smart businesswoman, right? Like you're already an artist, you're a culinary artist, you're just an artist, a creative artist making these things. So a businesswoman as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Southern Pleasures Expo, and of course that is a very natural market for those masks. But
Mm-hmm.
it's so sophisticated, these masks. Like if you guys we want to think about pleasure, let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about pleasure for a little bit. We want to
Mm-hmm.
talk about pleasure of the flesh, pleasure of eating something, feeling it in your mouth, the
Mm-hmm.
pleasure of looking at a beautiful piece of art. All of these things come together in like your business line. And
Mm-hmm.
have you had anybody ever say to you, this is too sexual or too far over here on the, on the sexual end of
For
things, which I don't think it's
sure.
a problem. Oh, okay, yeah. That's what I
Oh,
thought.
when like literally 60 people dropped off of my page. But who
Really?
cares? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
who cares?
I post for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
if you
Exactly.
choose to watch, hey, kudos. But I post for me. So I do get that. Like, why that's so
Yeah,
sexy? Why does it have that's a part of not only life, but who I am. And that's a way for me to
absolutely.
also express. So it's part of
Yeah,
me.
I know you've lived and traveled around the world, traveled to more than
Hmm.
20 countries. And
Hmm.
so you probably get what I get. Like, I feel like, well, outside this, I think America's very uptight. I think they
Very
have a
much
straight
so.
back, as you
They
like to
do.
say.
They do. Yes.
And I think when you talk about sexuality and, the beautiful artistic side of sexuality,
Hmm.
I feel like it's a little more just acceptable, outside of the
It
US. It's like
is.
you don't have to defend it so much.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
do you have any plans to maybe move your line to a different country, or what is your expansion? Do you have any expansion ideas in terms of
I
growth?
want to. And I'm so in the space now. I'm trying to figure out where that is. But that's a
Ah, yes.
definite must. I
Yeah.
feel that's something needed. I have to have that in my
I like
journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you do too. I think you do too.
Mhm.
And I could see you in so many places. And we were just talking
Mhm.
earlier about the Netherlands and Rotterdam, because that's where our producer's
Mhm.
from. And it is the best
Mhm.
city, as he says. And there's also, France and,
Mhm.
other places where they sort of to me is a celebration of the
Exactly.
body, right?
Hmm.
And celebration of the mind and the senses. And,
Hmm.
I think lust can be about so many things. It doesn't have to be about a person.
Sex or a person. It's because I think
Exactly.
everybody has that, whatever that is for you.
Yeah.
It may
Yeah.
be a chocolate donut. It may be coffee. It may
From
be,
a friend. Yeah.
yes, it could be anything. But this is what I
Yeah.
choose, or one of my many things, because I do believe in a healthy balance of all. So,
I
mhm.
agree with you. I mean, you're such a pleasure to talk to.
Thank
And I
you.
really appreciate, Traci, you taking the time out from this huge like business line that you have with all of
Mhm.
these products and offerings and the artistic side of what you're creating right now to come and talk to us on this show. Thank you
Of
so much.
course. Thank you. I appreciate you.